Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to the channel of Issues. It's your girl, Miss Charlotte, and you know I keep it 100% raw, unfiltered, and honest because we are talking about our issues. The good, the bad, the crazy, the insane, and the ones we really need to take heed to. Because the story I'm going to share with you today, it opened my eyes up big time. So let me just get right into it. I'm talking about road rage, honey. Road rage is so serious, and I did not know that there's two types of road rage. There is the criminal and the non-criminal. I just always thought of it as just one thing, but basically the non-criminal is the one that we probably do every single day when we're on our way to work or to a meeting, or we haven't had our coffee, or somebody done got on our nerves, and you know we're driving and somebody is driving so stupid and you just want to kill them. That's typically the road rage that I deal with and that I know of. But the criminal one is where people actually put action behind it, where they are fighting, or you know, taking their car and crashing into another person's car. And then it can even get worse, where they're physically fighting and pulling guns out on each other, and you know, also killing each other. So that's the criminal road rage. Again, I've always thought of it as one way, didn't think of it as two, but it makes sense, right? So anyway, this story is so, it really was a wake-up call for myself, because you know the saying, don't write a check that ass can't cash. In other words, you know, don't act tough if you're not tough, because someone's going to call your bluff. Well, let me tell you, somebody got their bluff called big time right in front of my eyes. And when I tell you, it woke me up, because I'm from New York. I be thinking I'm hardcore. I be thinking I'm tough too. And when I get my road rage, sometimes I get, you know, a little out of hand. So a couple of months ago, I shared this with my best friends, and they really got on me. They was like, Charlotte, you was out of control, and you lucky that that person, you know, didn't call your bluff and tear your ass out the frame. Because I really just went off. So you know how you be at the end of a street and you know, you're trying to go onto oncoming traffic, you're going to make a right. Well, it was a little street and it was a big bush at the end of the corner. So if you're behind me, you really can't tell if it's a lot of traffic or whatever. You basically have to gauge everything based on the driver that's in front of you, which was me. So I got a little Fiat, so you know, I could dip in real quick. But if it's a lot of traffic, it ain't that much dipping in the world. So basically I was waiting on traffic, and you can see I was focused. I wasn't on my phone, I wasn't talking, I wasn't shooting YouTube videos. That's another story. I was just focused, and I was looking, you know, at the oncoming traffic. So homeboy behind me was in his feelings and started blowing me up, like blowing me up. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him in the rearview mirror, and he blowing me up like, move. If I could move, obviously I would. So of course I'm sitting there, I'm anxious now, I'm really trying to wait for me to be able to get in. I finally get in, I, you know, dodge in real quick, and it's his turn, and voila, he can't go anywhere because it's a lot of traffic. Now he's probably saying to himself, oh, she really couldn't move. But it's too late, because now I'm pissed. So I just cruise along, and I mean cruise along like 2 miles an hour, because I'm waiting on his ass, because now I'm pissed. I'm gonna get him back. So he finally gets ready to get into the traffic. So now I'm cruising, I'm waiting on him. He sees me, he's like, oh, I know, he's like, oh my gosh, she's still there, because I should have been gone. But I cruised. We got at the light around the same time. I rolled down my window and I looked at him, and I just honked the shit out of him. I honked him to almost the next light. Then he hurried up and turned to the left. I know he didn't have to go left, but he turned left like, this girl is crazy. So that was the most road rage I've ever experienced, and that was a couple of months ago. So again, I shared it with my best friends. But let me tell you, I saw how it could go south right in front of my eyes. So a couple of days ago, I'm driving, and it's a car in front of me, and I'm in like the third lane, and it's the type of where there's 2 lanes to go to the left to, you know, merge onto the highway. So I'm in the third lane where you can't turn because, you know, you're in the third lane. So the guy in front of me was in the wrong lane. He needed to get in the left lane. But he was being nice, and he was asking the driver if he could, you know, cut in. I don't know who the driver was because they was in a high up truck and I couldn't really see them. But whoever they were being an asshole. They wasn't letting him in. And it was more than enough room to let him in. And he kept asking, you know, he rolled down the window, he had his hands out, and he was like asking really nicely, can you please get in? Homeboy in the truck was pushing up like, no, I'm not letting you in. When I tell you, when that light turned green, homeboy in front of me was like, ah! He did a sharp left and cut homeboy off, all the way off. Now ain't nobody going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. The people behind me ain't going nowhere. The guy in the truck ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody going nowhere. And he was mean mugging dude like the whole time, just mean mugging him. Homeboy was like, what you gonna do now? I'm sitting, everybody else sitting, ain't nobody honk not a horn. Because we was like, oh shit, something is about to go down. So we just chilling. We like, okay, I'm looking around. You know, I'm like getting my little exit plan just in case something really go down, how I'm gonna get away. Homeboy was getting so much, like he was getting so angry at the second that he opened up his car door. Now he's about to get out and he's about to whoop homeboy's butt. Homeboy took that truck, backed it up. He was gone. He went the other way. So now the man is like, yeah, okay, he won. Everybody like, okay, you won. He gets in his car, y'all. He looks at the highway like I can keep going where I was supposed to go. Then he looked back and he watched guy, you know, the guy in the truck. He watched him take off. He was like, I'm not letting him off. Y'all, he got back in his car and he hauled ass after homeboy. So all of us in the cars was just like, we was all driving slow. You know, we all wanted to be kind of nosy and look back, but we were all like, fuck that. We was like, let's keep it moving because somebody about to get their ass whooped. And all I'm saying is that was my wake up call because, like I said, if don't talk tough, don't act tough if you're not tough, because somebody gonna call that bluff. And that bluff was called, and I don't know what happened after that, but it's really not that deep because wherever you were going, guess what? Now you're not going because you're either about to be in the hospital, you about to get your ass whooped, or you about to give out an ass whooping. For what? So I just want y'all to think about that. I know it's tough, but think about it like this. We're all human. We all make mistakes. When you mess up in traffic, you want people to give you a pass, right? Because we all do stupid shit. All of us. Ain't none of us perfect. So when we do it, we have to remember, okay, we do it. So when other people do it, try to remember when you're the asshole, when you're the one that didn't turn on your turn signal at the right time, that sat at the stoplight a little too long because you was focused on something else. Just try to remember when you do things wrong and then say, okay, I'm gonna let this one pass. But whatever you do not write a check that ass can't cash, because somebody might want to cash that check. Okay, so that's my learning lesson. I'm gonna learn to keep my mouth shut. I'll cuss them out in the car and maybe flip the bird in the car where they can't see it, because my life is more important. Your life is more important than the road rage. So that was a long one today, but it's very important because look at the stats. Here's the stats. I'm going to share the stats in the description. It is no joke. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel and follow me on social at Miss Burley to you. And as always, I'll see you next week. You hear that? You see? Somebody cutting up already.